Dear Father, our God, as again we come, we thank you so much for your mercy and your grace, your love that you have shared with us over the years. And here we are, here 13, better than halfway this year gone. And it looked like it just started. And time moves on. And Lord, as we are here, time is steady moving while we are still slowing around. But Lord, give us grace to learn to be patient with one another. And help us to be loving. In this message, Lord, we ask that you help us hold our peace, because there's a lot of things that are written that a lot of us see, a lot of times we don't believe it, even when we see it. But the truth is the truth. Nobody can change it. And give us grace as we go through the study. Help us to share with someone else. We see what the subject has been for the last 4 times that I've been here on the evening time. And I gave a title last come around on June, in the first Sabbath of June. I was going to be talking about the Sodomites. Anybody here don't know what a Sodomite is?
What is a Sodomite?
Huh?
What is a Sodomite?
You asking me what is a Sodomite?
Yes.
Otha, do you know what a Sodomite is?
Yes.
Tell my brother back there what a Sodomite is, please.
I think it has to do with 2 things. Either 2 men coming together to have sexual intercourse, or one man attempting to have sexual intercourse with himself.
No.
Beg your pardon?
What is that?
Okay.
For the camera's sake,
Huh?
for the camera's sake, tell them what a Sodomite is.
He's trying to give you evidence so it can lock you up.
No, he's not giving and taking no evidence to lock me up. Lucifer ain't got that kind of sense. Andre.
I agree with Odie. I think these 2 things is either it's a person that sodomizes another person without consent, and it could be a person from Sodom, the city of Sodom.
Well, a sodomite is an individual that practices sodomy, which is contrary to the word and will of God. And it had to deal with the Sodom and Gomorrah incident, where they practiced, and they were practicing cutting across what God ordained in marriage. They cut across, and that's what the Bible called it. I'm not calling it that, and it's all over the Bible. It's not destroyed with Sodom and Gomorrah. There was more Sodomites on this side of Sodom and Gomorrah than was in Sodom and Gomorrah. Meaning that even this day and hour by which we call gay and lesbian names are Sodomites. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes. So was Sodomite?
The gays and the lesbians are practitioners of what sodomy was in the old days.
So was Sodomites before the flood?
Huh?
They were only after the flood, or before, or were they before the flood too?
They were before the flood, they started, and since the flood. I think Jesus made that kind of clear when he spoke in Luke about as it was in the days of Noah and as it was in the days of Lot. Those people were doing the same basic thing in both places. Now, it didn't say it in English because it's hid from the wise and the prudent and revealed to babes. And God knows that that's where we all need to try to be in life, as babes, not peacocks. There's a lot of difference between peacocks and babes. There's a lot of difference in a crow and a dove, a mourning dove. There's a real quiet bird. And you see a crow out there, he's making all kind of crazy noise out there.
They call him the blackbird or something.
Well, Well, no, it's a blackbird, it's a blackbird, it's a blackbird behind the crow.
So
He's
blackbird
small,
and
he's
a
small.
crow is two different
They're
birds.
in the same family.
Raven.
They're in the same raven family. The raven and a crow looks like twins,
But they're
but
not.
they're different.
One is
The,
small.
the raven
What's
don't make
smaller
a
than
lot
the
of
other?
noise like the crow.
One smaller than the other.
Mhm.
But we're not on them, we're on the Sodomites.
Smaller.
Let's don't get with that birds and the bees and that stuff like that. Now, did I see your hand a minute ago?
Yeah, but a clear definition of what a sodomite is one that practiced homosexuality.
Well, now, the Bible never says nothing about homosexuality, but it does say this here. And go to Leviticus. I'm glad you said that. Go to Leviticus and kind of clear up some of the cobwebs that you all got in your heads and minds. All right. Go to Leviticus 18, and I'm going to read a verse there that will let you know what a sodomite is. Now, Oprah used the word here a minute ago, and I don't quite attain to it like that, because sex was an avenue by which God gave between a man and a woman. Marriage is also between a man and a woman. Amen?
Amen.
All right, now, I mean, are you all following what I'm saying?
Yes.
So whatever God ordains, Slewfoot, he counterfeits it. He counterfeits it. So let's keep it in the prospect by way it is. 18:22, verse 22 says, "Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind." It is what?
An abomination.
So our subject in overall this is abomination and abomination. So we see right here.
Is this Deuteronomy?
No, I didn't. I said Leviticus
Leviticus
18, chapter 18, verse 22. And if you go over to, no, right there, right across the page from there in chapter 20 of Leviticus, and I'm gonna read
If a man also
the two witnesses will testify the same, basically the same identical thing. Okay.
Verse 13.
All right, now it says here, if a man,
Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13. That's
that's what I said.
That's what you meant. You didn't say.
If a man also lie with mankind as he lied with womankind, he has committed an abomination. You hear what he called it? What
You
did God call that?
didn't read that right.
You didn't read that right. He said,
Yeah, I see no womankind there.
he said woman.
I see no womankind there.
Well, that's woman. With
You
women.
add, but you added the word that it didn't belong.
What
Well,
did he
no,
add?
no, no.
He didn't add anything.
No,
He read
no.
it correctly.
Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. In verse 18, chapter 18,
13.
verse.
That's that.
No. It's all the same, right?
Really? It's all-
It's just
Read
one thing.
13 over again. You didn't read it right.
I'm going to read it again for you. It says, if a man also lie with mankind as he had with a woman,
Thank you.
That's what it's supposed to be.
both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
Upon them.
Now this is after Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. I want you to know this ain't got nothing to do with Sodom and Gomorrah. It has to do with today. As we live today, when that Proposition 8 or whatever it was that
They legalized it.
was so-called canceled out, this is not canceled out.
No.
This will never be canceled out. Why? Because it's God's word.
Proposition 8 was marriages between a man and a woman in California. They took it to court.
The court stopped it in our face. I think
It was a couple that took it to court, to the Supreme Court, to try to get them to sympathize with them.
Well, actually, the Court of Appeals in San Francisco strike it down after the voters in California passed it, right? Because remember they blamed the Mormons was the biggest financial backer behind the Proposition 8. That's what they claimed. so they took it all the way to the Supreme Court, and that's why we just got the
And the Supreme Court override what California
voters.
So now you're saying that the Sodomites can go and
And now we, now you, they're going by droves.
Abomination is
they
legal.
go by the drove where?
You get married.
Here in the
The
state.
abomination.
Wait just a minute. I'm asking this reason for a reason. And now what I'm going to say to y'all, I want you to listen very carefully. There's a text says, not only that do the same, but those that have pleasure can do them.
That's right.
Now, you gotta watch yourself.
That's right. Amen.
But you gotta watch more of that minister or that dog. I'm calling him a dog.
Dum dum.
Well, I was gonna get around to that a little later. I'm just gonna call him straight up. It says beware of dogs. It didn't say nothing about dogs here. I'm talking about in the book of, I think it's Philippians.
Yeah, I'm talking about Isaiah.
Yeah, I know where you are, man. Hey, listen, I've been watching them dogs all my life.
Dum dum.
Yeah. Them are sleeping lying down. They ain't married folks yet.
I'm before you.
Wait just a minute. Wait just a minute. Wait just a minute. He's telling us here to beware of these individuals, not knowing that these are the ones that's going to be practitioners for putting these people together. Now they tell me that the mayor of LA even hooked up a couple of them.
He did just last week.
Now he should know that he is just as guilty as they are that do
That's
it.
what my question is. That's my question.
Huh?
That's my question. Go ahead. Go
But
ahead.
Now, George.
As I'm teaching, you know who got married? A minister got married.
That was
But I thought what it takes. Satan ministers are transforming themselves into.
as ministers of righteousness.
This issue for me, I just think that because we are the right ones.
Nope. Say that again.
Ain't no
So this issue for
right.
me because you know I said when that about AIDS, when God allowed something worse than AIDS, open and rejoice and jump up and says, time has come, because it's coming. God said it's going to come.
So, yes, sir.
It said, you said those who have, the word says those who have pleasure in it. So the ones who voted it in legally, and these ones that, like that marriage is married them, they're the ones having pleasure in it. Even though they won't go to
They might not
go with
be
it.
practitioners,
uh,
but if they have pleasure in them that's doing it, in other words,
the one who made it legal.
if you say, to each his own, you just as guilty as they are. If I say that, I'm just as guilty as they are. Because it ain't to each his own. What God said has got to go.
You can't override that.
The Supreme Court did worse than what it did in California. President Clinton had signed DOMA, the Defense of Marriage Act, DOMA, where marriage is between a man and a woman. Signed into law in 1996, I think it was 97, for the whole country. But the Supreme Court tore that down too.
They did.
Call that unconstitutional.
Well, this word that we have is precious.
Amen.
And we got to hold it precious in our hearts. That's what they say. One of them said, thy word have I hid in my heart that I might not.
Sin against God.
So after a while, when they remove this paper and ink from in our faces, what are we going to do? If we have hid enough of it in there, we might be in trouble.
Woe unto the ones who don't know either.
I mean, we need to know what this word says now. I'm going to go down to a few texts here. In Judges 19.
You know, just a minute, teacher.
You want me to take a minute?
I just want to say something.
Okay, go ahead.
We were talking, me and one of my daughters was talking about this marriage bill at the Supreme Court passes. And she was telling me about all the people. She said that I was getting married. She says, thousands of old people. He said, old men like you, Daddy. Old men who are like Sam. He said,
Yeah.
He said, I says, where they getting married? They said they're married in church and everything. So I told her, I says, I know, you know what, I'll tell you one thing. I says, there ain't nobody coming to marry in Advent Fellowship. No two men is coming here.
Are you sure?
That's right.
Okay, you got your backup right there.
Man is saying amen.
Huh?
He's saying amen, so I'm with him.
No, he's about the second or third amen, because I said it before he got here.
That's
I'm
good.
already
Listen, I've been,
So if I marry two men, you guys will book.
no, I'm already
I'm
gone.
gone.
What you mean, will? Hey,
So we can't talk about it?
hey, we know you done lost your doggone mind.
He lost one at his mind then.
That's my marbles, huh?
No, you never had to. In this book of Judges, chapter 19, I didn't tell you all to go there, did I not?
Yes.
I mean, y'all got to talk so briskly, I don't know whether you heard me or not. Now listen to this here. I mean, this has to deal with in our today's language. In our today's language, and in their yestertime language are different. Now listen to this from here. It says
Verse is
22.
Thanks for telling us.
It says, now as they were making their hearts merry, you know what you have to do that? Behold, the men of the city, certain sons of Belial, beset the house around about, and beat at the door, and spake to the master of the house, the old man saying, bring forth the man that came into thine house, that we may know him. Sound like the people up there in Sodom and Gomorrah. But this is way down afterwards.
Sounds like last house.
In Lot, well, I mean,
They said, send them to
well,
us.
that was in Sodom.
They know. They know how
Oh,
to
yeah, I know that. You mean absolutely.
Those are Benjaminites.
Hey, sorry, son. It's okay. See you later. All right, take care.
I believe those are Benjaminites.
Huh?
I believe those are Benjaminites.
Yeah, it said something about that.
What did you say?
I think
Benjaminites.
Benjamin. The Benjamins, folks right here,
yeah,
could have been.
I've read the story before.
But you know the sad part about that when you say that is, the Benjaminites were God's chosen people.
Right. Church people.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You ain't as dumb as I look. Absolutely not. I'm telling you.
Yes.
So he is?
Not dumb as you look.
But now, that we may know him is what Otho was calling sex a while ago. They used the word know for the activity which they wanted to do. But anyway, it lets you know that this ain't something that went away with Sodom and Gomorrah. You understand what I'm saying?
Of course it didn't. It's here today.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying a lot of people think when Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed, all them left. But I'm saying so soon afterward, hey, that ugly head rose up louder than it was when they were there in Sodom and Gomorrah. And those other little cities around about. Of course.
Did any of the,
Let's speak a little
does the Bible indicate anybody escaped from Sodom or Gomorrah?
Gomorrah?
Yeah.
Yes.
To carry on that activity?
No.
No, you see that. See the one that instigated this stuff from the get start.
It's still around.
The pastor, I think he brought out in one of his messages in our study that we had that old Slewfoot, when God put all this stuff on his body, and he was the absolute epitome of beauty.
He's He's the most beautiful man there is.
creature there ever was.
He's a man too.
Yeah, I know that. I know that. I know that. I'm well aware of that. But celestial in that time, but he become demonic afterward. Once iniquity was found in him. And I think he might have had a little switch to his walk if you ain't careful, because these folks now that's switching after his order had to get it from him. They had to get it from
It
him.
had to be, because
Yeah.
Satan is the most beautiful man there ever is.
Yeah,
And when he walks and talks, he's the sweetest guy there is.
yeah.
So,
And most of those individuals,
The sweet.
listen, sad is to say, we have them in
I
our,
have to see
we
this
have them
every
in
day.
our families. We have them in our families.
Amen.
Nobody ain't got nothing to boast about at all, because
I know one.
all that Slewfoot has done is destroyed homes that God ordained to be after his own. And when I say that, I'm not just looking way out yonder. I'm looking from here and there and everywhere. It's subject to pop up. But when it pop up, you can't be surprised, start running over it. Oh, not me. Well, you got to deal with it if you got to deal with it. Whatever, however the case may be. Anybody else?
I got something to add to this.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
A man was married for 29 years. Married, had 3 kids. And one day he got up, he woke up.
I don't like this story.
And he woke up one day, he left his wife, and he went for a sex change.
I don't like that.
And he became a woman.
No, he didn't.
I live with a bunch of them right now.
No, he didn't.
Well,
But I understand what you said.
Had the sex change and everything.
we have one got a good
So
one.
another baby.
I just,
Share Donna just did that.
Yeah.
huh?
Share Donna just did that.
Yeah.
So the born Donna with Share just did that.
Their children are
Both of
understanding
their
that.
children
ugly.
did that. Her boy did it too.
He was on Dancing with the Star. She did. That changing him, he become a
Yeah.
man.
I want to ask a
Well,
It was a she and he changed.
You say it's changing plumbing or it's
Yeah.
She changed everything. He's a man.
question.
Big,
And sometimes they just change, they get the hormones,
she went.
and they look, they grow beard and all
He
that.
said he was supposed to be a man.
So, okay, but then they don't change the plumbing.
You can't.
No, you
Yes, you can, yes, they can.
It still don't work. I live with about 7, 8 of them right now.
Well, you can live with them all you want.
And they talk about it.
You can, listen, you can get the tools that God gave you and move them, but having,
Move them, it still
you
don't work.
can have, take and put on a joint, you can take a joint off.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
And it still don't
You
work.
still gonna be what God made you. And you can have, look, you can have a wheelbarrow pushing her own tits down the sidewalk.
We got one
He's
trying.
still your man.
Yep.
If that's what you were born, that's what you are. He said, I made male and female. That's it. I don't care what you want to think. See, these emotions is what messes up people.
The word.
That-
Feelings.
I have a question that is keeping bothering me.
You got a question that keep bothering you?
Yeah,
Well, don't let it bother you no more.
No.
Go on out with it.
Well, look, the other day when you was talking and we were looking in the word and it showed where a man cannot lay with his father's wife, his sister-in-law. Is that an abomination? Because it said they would be put to death if they did those. So those abominations too? Or,
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I,
Wouldn't that